Hi everybody, Dave Schopius here. When I started with this torso, these arm sockets were just totally cut out all the way around, leaving just a little bit of lip over here. And I have to get them closed in so I can use Will Huff's arms in there that fit that diameter. So I went and got some plastic, I'm sorry, not plastic, but fiberglass plates from E-Plastics, and they sent them. Had two different sizes. One would fit on the back, and another one would fit on the front. And I would cut the front one out to the diameter I needed, so this area here would be flush. So basically, I don't know if you can see back in there or not. Probably not, but I'll show you later in the video. This is just a prelude to how I did it. This is the end result. I think it turned out pretty good. So I basically had lost the first segment of this movie, so I had to reshoot it like this. So I apologize. So this is a prelude to how I closed in these armholes using fiberglass plating, and hope you enjoy how I did it. I know there's probably a million different ways of doing this. I'm not a body man. I don't really work with fiberglass, but this is how I decided to do it. So sit back and enjoy the rest of the video. More to come. Hey everybody, I'm back. It's been a couple days. I've been working on this and I had some other projects to do, but I'm here now, and I've got the arm plugs pretty much done. I don't have them fastened in yet. But what I want to do is, like I had mentioned before, is to take and stencil on the actual hole position before I pull it out. Here is the template I'll be using. I got it from Craig, and we have this posted on our club website. It can be downloaded and cut out, and this is actually supposed to be the actual inside radius, I guess you could call that, of the torso that Mike Joyce and now that Craig sells. Like I mentioned before, this is a Dewey torso, which predates those guys' attempt. It's not quite as accurate, but it still looks pretty darn good. Mike Joyce's torsos, which one I have on my robot, is really close. Craig, the one that he sells now, is supposed to be exact to the original Hero, and it's only about I don't know, 7/8 inch smaller all over the place, so not much. So they're refining these things as time goes on. So, but here's, if you look at this, here is this is supposed to fit right in here. See that little loop there? If I put it right on there, you can see the difference. But the arm I'm using is exactly as that center hole. So if I get this centered in here, I'll be okay. And cut that center out and then trace onto the back plug where I want to do, where I want it. I'll do that on that side, and then this side. You can see I've got it fit in there pretty good. Going to have to use a little bit of Bondo, I think, Bondo filler, to fill in the gaps and maybe smooth out some edges here. So let me pull this out really quick, and I will remember what you looked at, and I'll show you what it looks like. I don't know if you can tell. I'm sure you can. Basically, I just took that really thin plate there, put it in there, and centered it up on where I wanted it, and then took this plug, traced it, and cut it out, and put it right in that hole, and glued the two together. So it'd be a nice smooth finish across here. Alright, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to get that traced out, cut that hole. This is some really tough stuff. This is like I'd mentioned before, this is a fiberglass plate I got from E-Plastics, and it is hard and tough, and you can't can't bend it. It's really good stuff. Anyway, it's going to take me a while to get that cut out. I will come back and show you where I'm at when I'm done. Okay? More to come. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back for a second. I just wanted to show you all how much material I actually have to fill in. I've got that template installed in the proper place. I've got the line drawn around the inside, but you can see pretty much how much I had to fill in, or I'm going to have to fill in and cut out. This comes right to about there actually, so you'll see it over here a little better. This one's already been drawn out, so give you some perspective there, quite a bit. So this will allow me to, once I get those cut out, just hopefully take Will Huff's rubber arms that I have and tuck them in that hole, and all is well and good. Okay, I will be back after I get these cut and reinstalled. Okay, be back soon. Okay everybody, we're back quickly here. Just wanted to show you that I have the plugs installed. You can see I got them set right in there and got pretty close tolerance all the way around. I went and took a hand sander, not a hand sander, but a power sander, and made sure that this edge was as flat as possible across here and down into the corners. Did the same to the other side. Got a little bit of a gap to fill there. So, and I've got them cut out, as you can see, to the size that the rubber arms that I have from Will Huff will snap right in there nice and tight and will never pull out. I also don't know if this was needed or not, but I took and I don't know if you can see it or not. I took and ran some no, you really can't. Anyway, back behind here there's this, I filled up this gap, this edge back here with some PL 530, I think it was. It's like Loctite or liquid nails. It's made for fiberglass and mirrors and stuff like that, the adhesive to hold each other together. So I filled in that gap back there with that. There wasn't really a gap, it was just a joint. So it gives a little more rigidity. It won't move around at all. This stuff is really in there good. The paint, what I was worried about is once I get this edge all finished here, I'm going to fill this in with some glazing putty, sand it down, and then texture it and paint it all the way around. Fill this in too with some glazing putty. And then what I was, after it's all painted, I was worried about over the years it just maybe flexing a little bit and cracking this out, but I don't think it's going to do that. This is pretty sturdy stuff. It's not going anywhere. It's tough. So I'm going to start putting that glazing putty in there now, and then we are going to sand it down, and before I throw the texture and stuff, I'll come back and let you know what it looks like. Okay, more to come. Hello everybody, I'm back. Just for a quickie here, I want to show you about halfway through the priming process. I've got the plugs installed and all the filling and stuff done. It's come along pretty good. I had to stop once I got the first coat of prime on. I saw some areas I didn't like, so I got the glaze out again and did a little sanding and touched it in there. You can see that it's a little wet so far. So I've only got one coat of self-etching primer on there. So I think since I saw you last, I did a bunch of sanding, glazing, and I'm liking what I'm seeing here. You can't even see the circle where it was. You see, remember that was just a round circle through there, and she has it's nice and smooth there on both sides. The seam, I had a few spots on the seams, like I said, I didn't like. But again, nice graduation there between the old and the new. And the seams are looking pretty good. Once that glaze gets dry, I'll sand that down again lightly, and then I'll finish up the priming. And once the priming is done, I can put the texture. I'm using SEM texture coating, my favorite. It'll give it a nice texture in there that'll hopefully match the rest of the torso. It's kind of heavily textured, so with the SEM I can get in there and make it heavier light however I want. And then once that's done and dried, I can put the final coat on it, color and seal it. So there we go, we're getting close. It's looking good. I'll be back when I get the SEM on it, okay? Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, we're back. Got the plugs installed. Got all the body work done in there. I sprayed the arm sockets with the SEM texture coat. So let me get close up here, show you what that looks like. Kind of like it. I don't know if you can pick up that texture or not. So it's looking good. My next step is to put my perfect match color on there. That's the colors. Hopefully that'll match the torso pretty good. What I did is I decided to do the hole inside the socket to bring it out to here, so I have a nice sharp edge here to make the transition. If the color is a little bit off, it won't really notice. Plus you got to remember there's going to be that big arm in here too. It's going to be taking up most of this. So there she is. The next time I come back, I'll have the perfect match on there, and possibly the all that stuff off. Okay, have a good day. See you in a little bit. More to follow. Okay, and there you have it. All done. I wanted to get this before I lost the light, so I was kind of hurrying up a little bit, and it worked out pretty good. I don't know if you can tell on this light or not, but the color matches. I love it. I've got that's metallic slate gray, I think it is. I showed you a picture before, but it doesn't matter, whatever you guys like to use on your robots or whatever you're building. So basically, there she is. Worked out pretty good. I'm really proud of this. Okay, so there you have it. I took those holes that are cut out way too big, used some fiberglass plate from E-Plastics, doubled it up so I could get a flush fit with the edge. Cut the holes out, use some glazing putty to run around the edges and smooth the corner out there. And voila, a little paint and a little bit of clear coat, and there you have it. I want to thank you guys for watching. This was a blast. I had a good time, and I'm really glad it turned out. I was worried about this one. So everybody have a great day. Bye bye.